Welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. D. Veerababu, Assistant Professor, University of Hyderabad, Department of Political Science. My area is specialization is public policy. Now we discuss about National Telecom Policy of India. This module traces the development of National Telecom Policy over the years. Telecommunication is a vital tool of the socio-economic development of a country. Over the years, Indian telecom market witnessed the development of the country. In view of the importance of telecommunication, the National Telecom Policy announced by the Government of India in May 1994 and New Telecom Policy in 1999 and then 2012 revised telecom policy announced by the Union Government. We discuss in this area development of telecommunication in India and how we reach the villages and common people. Telecommunication is a vital tool for the development of society and economy of a country. Telecom market of India has witnessed an overwhelming growth over a period of time. This has been mainly due to rising demand in the domestic market. Policy initiatives taken up by the government and praiseworthy role played by the private sector. Telecom market of the country is one of the fastest growing markets in the world with increasing network coverage, declining tariffs, growing subscriber base and rising teledestiny. Telecom policies. The Government of India has announced 3 telecom policies starting from the year 1994. Each subsequent policy has been built upon the previous ones and modified to suit the requirements of the time. The first policy to be announced was the National Telecom Policy 1994. National Telecom Policy 1994. The national policy was declared by the Government of India in May 1994. This declaration was made keeping in view the essentiality of telecommunication for socio-economic growth. The policy was announced in the wake of liberalization process, which began in July 1991. The policy focused on providing telecommunication services to all and making them accessible to all. The key objectives of the policy were to make available telephone whenever deemed was made for it, provide high quality services at fair prices, make certain that the country emerges as significant manufacturer and exporter of telecom equipment, and make basic telecom services universally available to all villages. Several definite objectives were made known so that the above mentioned key objectives could be attained by the year 1997. It recognized the need for private investment for reducing the state of resource crunch. Subsequent of the announcement of the policy, the government took steps increase telephone coverage and to allow the private sector participation. Participation of private sector was allowed in the phased manner in early 1990s. In the beginning, participation was permitted in value-added services like paging services and cellular mobile telephone services, and afterwards it was also allowed in fixed telephone services later on. Unwarranted restrictions on very small aperture terminal services were either removed or loosened up in order to make available data services to selected user groups. Besides, policy measures were taken up to permit the working of private operators in internet service provision and ease up restrictions in global mobile personal communications by satellite. The need for independent regulation of telecom sector became evident with the entry of the private sector. Accordingly, the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India Act was enacted by the Parliament in the year 1997. This act made provision for establishment of TRAI to regulate telecommunication sector and its services. TRAI was set up with effect from February 20, 1997. It was constituted with the aim to bring into existence and foster those circumstances which are needed for expansion of telecommunication sector in the country. The expansion of this sector will be sought after in such way and such a rate that India will be in a position to excel in rising global information society. New Telecom Policy 1999. With passage of the time, government recognized that the private sector entry in the telecom sector was slow. The results of privatization were not fully satisfactory and several targets of 1994 policy were not achieved. These developments made it necessary to reconsider the telecom policy framework. In the year 1999, new telecom policy was announced by the government which replaced the 1994 policy. The new policy re-emphasized and carried forward process of transformation of the telecom sector. The policy recognized that importance had to be given to the accessibility aspect of the telecommunications as this would stimulate the realization of socio-economic goals of the country. Therefore, the central concern of the policy was to ensure that affordable and efficacious telecommunication services were available to the citizen. The explicit charges be realized by the year 2010 were provided in the policy document. The focal point would be the creation of an atmosphere which would be conducive enough to continuously increase investment level in the telecommunication sector. Technological advancement would also be possible in such an atmosphere which in turn would help in creation and strengthening of basic and advanced infrastructure related to the sector. Key features of the policy included: permission was granted to the cellular mobile service providers that they could offer mobile telephony services within later designated service area without obtaining any further license. This also comprised authorization to continue their long distance traffic. For this, CMSPs would have to make payment of one-time entry fee and licenses fee which would be on the basis of revenue sharing. Permission was granted to the fixed service providers to forge linkages till last point for making available fixed services and continue their long distance traffic within their distinguished service area. For this, they would not require to obtain any further license. However, the FSPs would have to make payment one-time entry fee and license fee which would be on the basis of revenue sharing. If private operators wished to provide national long-distance telephone service beyond their designed service area, then that would be on competitive basis from January 1, 2000 onwards. Review of the matter whether international telephone services should be adjusted to competition or not would be done by the year 2004. The satellite communication policy would enable users to take advantage of transponder capacity available from domestic as well as foreign satellites. Different license on a non-exclusive basis would be given to the VSAT services providers. This would be subject to the condition that they make payment of one-time entry fee license fee which would be on the basis of revenue sharing. Fillip would be given to online electronic commerce. the government would make efforts to remove the problems and difficulties faced by existing operators in a way which would be in accordance with their obligations as laid down in their work contracts and the same time would be legally tenable. The cooperation of Department of Telecommunications would be done by the year 2001. The National Frequency Allocation Plan of 1981 should be revised in its entirety. A universal access levy would be levied so that necessary resources could be garnered for fulfilling the obligations related to provide universal service. This levy would be a percentage of the revenue which was earned by all operators under various types of licenses. Position of TRAI would be strengthened by providing wide-ranging powers and unambiguous authority to it so that authority would be able to discharge its functions effectively. Other issues to be addressed were concerned with standardization, manufacturing of telecom equipment, training and human resource development, research and development in the telecommunication sector, disaster management, providing telecommunication services in remote areas, export of telecom equipments and services, and right of way. There was a need to substitute the Indian Telegraph Act of 1885, which regulates the telecommunication system of country, with an act which would be in tune with needs of the time. The new telecom policy 1999. In compliance with the provisions of the 1999 policy, the Government of India took up a number of measures. Firstly, TRAI issued the Telecommunication Tariff Order in 1999, which began the policy of tariff balancing. Secondly, the guidelines of providing license for national long distance service were announced by the government in August 2000. Decision was taken to liberalize the service so that the private operators could operate in it and there would be no limit on the number of operators. Thirdly, it was decided to open international long distance services to the private operators from April 1, 2002, and likely national long distance service there would be no limit on the number of private operators in the service also. Fourthly, the Universal Service Support Policy became effective from April 1, 2002. Both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha passed the Indian Telegraph Act in December 2003. The Universal Service Obligation Fund became a statutory fund by this Act. Notification for Indian Telegraph rules was issued on March 26, 2004 and USOF would be administered by these rules. The Indian Telegraph Act 1885 required that the exclusive use of proceeds of USOF would be fulfill the universal service obligation. Fifthly, Unified Access License regime came into existence in November 2003. The country comprised 23 service areas under this regime. Sixthly, for accelerating growth of broadband services, the government declared broadband policy in 2004. Seventhly, operation of internet services required license and guidelines for this were issued in August 2007. National Telecom Policy 2012. Vigorous growth has been witnessed by the telecom sector during the last several years. Appealing provisions of trade and investment policy as well as fillip given to foreign collaboration through attractive initiatives has enabled the country to be one of the most sought after countries in the world for suppliers of telecom equipment and providers of telecom services. National Telecom Policy 2012 has been conceived against backdrop of considerable penetration of telecommunications in India, a sizable increase in the number of telephone connections, major share of private sector in total connections, rapid rises in the rate of tele-density and substantial decrease in tariff rates. The policy provides a long-term framework of growth. The National Telecom Policy 2012 has been conceived and formulated with the key objective to enhance public interest to the maximum possible extent by ensuring availability of those telecom broadband services throughout the country which are affordable, dependable and tried and tested. The policy gives thrust to the multiplier effect of these services on the economy and their potential to bring about transformation. The role of these services in carrying forward the agenda of nation building and development and increasing the sense of equity as well as inclusiveness has been acknowledged. At the same time, the leading role being played by the private sector service providers in the area and the need ensure that these service providers remain workable in a competitive environment have been appreciated. The mission of the National Telecom Policy 2012 is to evolve a telecommunication network which is strong, sturdy, safe and modern for offering flawless coverage, focusing particularly on rural and remotely located areas, for reducing wide digital divide and thereby contributing in increasing the pace of socio-economic development. Give rise to knowledge society having inclusive nature of increasing the coverage of affordable and qualitative broadband services in the country. Redevelop mobile device as a tool which can lead to empowerment of citizens socially and economically. Develop India as a key focal point in the world for manufacturing of telecom equipment and nucleus for providing communication services in a convergent manner. Prop of research and development, design in grassroots information and communication technology in education, goods and services for fulfilling infrastructure related requirements of national and international markets focused on security dimensions and eco-friendly technologies. Encourage promotion of new benchmarks for meeting domestic demands, propagation of intellectual property rights and taking part in standardization bodies of global level for making worthwhile contribution of determination of international benchmarks and in this way developing India as one of the principal nations in the sphere of standardization for the telecommunication sector. Invite domestic and foreign investment, encourage job creation through attainment of above mentioned objectives. National Telecom Policy 2012. The policy as mentioned the specific targets to be achieved by 2020 in order to realize the mission of the policy. The specific targets are rural teledensity as to be raised from the exciting level of surrounding 39 to 70 by 2017 and further to 100 by 2020. Affordable and dependable broadband services will be made available on demand by 2015 and 175 million connections of broadband will be attained by 2017 and 600 million by 2020 at the minimum download speed of 2 Mbps and higher download speed of at least 100 Mbps will be provided when demanded. Access to high-speed and qualitatively superior broadband services will be offered to all village panchayats following amalgamation of various technologies by 2014 and gradually all villages and habitations will have access to such services by 2020. Demands of telecom sector of the country will be met up to 60% in which minimum value addition will be of 45% by 2017 and demands will be further met up to 80% in which minimum value addition will be of 65% by 2020. Extra 300 MHz spectrum will be provided for services in the area of international mobile telecommunications by 2017 and furthermore 200 MHz spectrum will be made available by 2020. Considerable changeover to novel internet protocol in the country will be attained stage-wise and in time-bound mode by 2020. The National Telecom Policy 2012 has put forth the strategies accomplish the mission of the policy, some of the strategies are telecommunications as to be recognized as a fundamental requirement, and efforts have to be made in the direction of right to broadband. Fiber to the home has to promoted along with facilitating policies and guiding principles. These will help in transforming cities and towns rapidly into societies which always remain connected to one another. Improved properties have to be provided in mobile device and SIM card so that transactional services become more safe. Synergies between rollout of broadband services and their programs of government have to be established. A council has to constituted. This council will comprise specialties from different segments like providers of telecommunication services, telecom equipment manufacturers, government academic circles, and research and development institutions. A fund has to be instituted. Proceeds of this fund will be used for advancing the cause of original research and development, generation of intellectual property rights, creation of enterprising spirit, manufacturing, commercialization, and positioning of modern products and services of the telecommunication sector. Encouragement has to be given up for establishment of telecommunications standard development organization as an autonomous organization which will help in building agreement about standards so that crucial requirement of the nation comprising needs for security can be met. Suitable fiscal incentives for fabrication of telecom equipment will be provided through a modified special incentive package scheme. Converged services have to be provided in a flawless manner in the technologically oriented and service neutral environment. Local cable television networks have to be brought together in post-digital era. Efforts have to be made in the direction of unified license regime. Mobile number portability facility within circles have to be perpetuated in the whole nation. Roaming charges have to be reconsidered with the main aim of removing them throughout the country. Measures have to be taken up with the sense of urgency so that spectrum can be liberalized as early as possible. Institute of Advanced Radio Spectrum Engineering and Management Studies has to be set up and made stronger as government society. This institute will promote policy-oriented research in radio spectrum engineering, management, radio monitoring, other associated aspects. Sector specific policy for right of way for laying of cable networks, setting up of towers, etc. has to be remained and made simple. Attempts have to be made for creation of an institutional framework which will be required for instituting a unified emergency response mechanism throughout the country by making available single access number for emergency services. A code of work practices in the area of sales and marketing of telecom products and services has to be formulated. Provision has to be made which will make it obligatory for providers of telecom services to disclose their area coverage online. Efforts have to be made for institution of a national mobile property registry. A high-level top body has to be established which will supervise and administrate all facts related to development of skills in the field of telecommunication sector. It will also show the way to all these facets and facilitate them. Latest initiatives at the policy level have to be taken up so that novel services and technologies can expand swiftly at prices which are globally competitive. This will be done by addressing the anxieties of cloud users and other concerned stakeholders. Significance of the new Internet Protocol IPv6 has to be acknowledged so that services on this new Internet Protocol can be made available, as well as novel and original applications based on IPv6 can be promoted. Telecom Finance Corporation has to be set up. This corporation will act as a means which will assist the mobilization and channelization of funds for projects in the telecommunication sector. The TROI Act and Indian Telegraph Act have to be reviewed and remained. Some proposals of the National Telecom Policy 2012 are ingenious and potentially path-breaking, while others are somewhat vague. The noteworthy proposals of the policy relate to repositioning of mobile phones as means of empowering citizens in social and economic fields, recognizing telecom as a basic necessity, providing quality bandwidth using cloud computing, the convergence of networks, services and devices, abolishing roaming charges, providing mobile number portability in the entire country, etc. The vague aspects of the policy are related with setting up of ambitious targets like achievements of 100% rural tele-density by the year 2020. The policy set the target but does not mention much about the manner in which this has to be achieved. Also, policy makes an attempt to develop country as a focal point to global level manufacturing of telecommunications hardware, but does not mention by the country will become a manufacturing hub and how. Finally, we summing up the National Telecom Policy of India. Telecommunication is a vital tool for rapid development of the country in social and economic spheres. Over the years, national telecommunication market has witnessed irresponsible enlargement. The first policy of the telecommunication sector, the National Telecom Policy, was made public in 1994. In successive years, modified versions of the telecom policy were announced in 1999 and 2012 and adopted and incorporate the development which have taken place in the field.